from Echelon's lineup of connected fitness bikes, fitness mirrors, and rowing machines. I just got one of the rowing machines. It is awesome. And the whole family can get a fun and challenging workout from the comfort and safety of your own home. In as little as 20 minutes, you can get in the best shape of your life and be active with the entire family. You crushed it last night. Now, this is video, Paula. If you want to watch Paula crushing it on the Echelon bike, you can go to youtube.com/Bongino and watch. But she was at it last night. That's not video of her last night. That was video we took a few weeks ago. But that's in the bedroom there. She is absolutely mauling it on that bike. That's why she's in such good shape. Echelon's world-class instructors will motivate you with daily live and on-demand classes that are always available when you need them. And unlike their competitors, Echelon is affordable for everyone. Our EX1 connected fitness bike is less than half the price of a Peloton. Don't waste money. And with Echelon Finance, it's a great bike, by the way, a great bike. Easy to put together, too. And with Echelon Financing, you could try us out risk-free for 30 days, zero down, and as little as $46 a month. So now you don't have to pay a ton for Peloton. Don't waste your money. Go to echelonfit.com/Dan. Let me spell it out for you. ECHELON fit.com/Dan. That's echelonfit.com/Dan. ECHELON fit.com/Dan. Go today. This is a terrific bike. The rowing machine is our new personal favorite in the house, too. Paula loves the bike. The rowing machine's given me some good trap and lat development. echelonfit.com/Dan. Go today. Really good bike. Don't waste your money on their competitors. Okay, getting back to our Media Madness segment. Now, this is an important one because it continues to resurface. And when I say an important one, what do I mean? I mean an important narrative, media narrative. What I've told you from the start, my go-to has always been the liberal media is not telling you the story, the facts, what they're supposed to do. They're telling you a story, a fable, a myth, a fairy tale. It's made up, it's fabricated, it's designed to hurt President Trump. But when I say a narrative, that narrative resurfaces in different forms. This one keeps creeping up again, and Red State has a terrific piece on it. Again, available in the show notes, bongino.com/newsletter. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. We'll send you these articles every single day. This keeps coming back. This Washington Post fake news story, no matter how many times we debunk it, it's totally discredited. Headline, Washington Post by Streif. Red State. Washington Post runs a debunked conspiracy story for the sole purpose of trying to damage President Trump. It's the same one we talked about weeks ago. The narrative, again, the resurfacing, overarching headline that's going to have subparagraphs for the media. A story they want to tell you is this. Trump dropped the ball on the coronavirus. Trump lied, people died. None of that's actually true. Right. It was Pelosi, Schiff, and them that were impeaching President Trump, stocking up her ice cream freezer, and limiting the president's ability to ban travel, while the president was actually banning travel from China and saving lives. None of this is actually true, but they will not let it go. And the storytellers at the Washington Post, the hacks over there, keep running with this story because they have a plan later. And I'll get to the plan in a minute, but let's go to screenshot one from this piece. What are they doing now? And how are they trying to rehash this? Trump lied about corona. People died. Totally made up. They won't let it go. The Washington Post. Let's go to screen cap one here. So Red State. The Post is trying to differentiate this particular version. They're talking about the story. Trump lied. People died. Of a multiply debunked lie by saying this. This is from the Washington Post. The frequency with which the coronavirus was mentioned in the presidential daily brief. It was mentioned, Joe. Trump dropped the ball. Has not been previously reported. Oh, my gosh. And U.S. officials, probably made up fake sources, said it reflected a level of attention comparable to periods when analysts have been tracking active terror threats, overseas conflicts, or other rapidly developing security issues. In other words, here we go. They're setting it up again. Despite the fact that 2 weeks ago I covered this story, the Office of the ODNI, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, put out a conclusive statement saying this is not true. Your story about the president with these overwhelming warnings from the intel community about corona that he ignored is not true. They already put this out in a rare rebuttal. The Post is at it again, saying, Joe, not only was it was mentioned a lot, on par with active terror threat. He ignored it. Trump lied. People died. Here we go.
Oh.
And we're at it again. Oh. This gets better. Oh. Screenshot 2 from Red State. Again, no evidence. Oh. No examples of the warnings are produced. No count of the warnings given. Just a bald assertion that this was some serious being reported, and Trump refused to act. That's the narrative.
Right.
The denial of the factual basis for the report by the ODNI, Office of Director of National Intelligence, was relegated to this in paragraph 9. So all the way down in the Washington Post, paragraph 9, we get this. The Director of National Intelligence is responsible for the presidential daily brief. By the way, where they're alleging all this information appeared. In response to questions about the repeated mentions of the coronavirus, a DNI official said, the detail of this is not true. The official declined to explain or elaborate. Meanwhile, Rich Grenell, who is now the acting head of the DNI, is the Director of National Intelligence, Rick Grenell, has already tweeted to them at the Washington Post, this is a fake story. It's not there. The information you're claiming President Trump was briefed on is not there. You're making this up. But they keep going back to the well again and again and again. Why? Because they're softening the public up with body blows for a narrative. Trump lied, people died. And why would you need a narrative? You would need a narrative for a political attack coming very soon. And as always, who is the ringleader of dopey circus-like fake political attacks and fake news attacks against the president? Adam Schiff. Oh, look at this. The third excerpt from this excellent Red State piece. The only reason while the Post keeps recycling this dog of a story is this. Listen to this. This is the quote from the Washington Post. Now we see what's going on. You know, the Washington Post, they're just mouthpieces for the Democrats. The warnings conveyed in the PDB, which again, I'll add for the third time, the DNI said don't exist, probably will be a focus of any future investigation of the Trump administration's handling of the pandemic. Rep. Adam Schiff, in early April, called for the formation of an independent commission analogous to the 9/11 Commission. There you go.
Yeah.
Again, Adam Schiff, who still to this day insists he has evidence of Russian collusion this guy needs some medication. No one has evidence of this, but it only exists in Schiff's head. The same guy who keeps insisting a quid pro quo that never happened. We have the actual transcript happen. He's at it again. He's at it again. No, the president was warned. People died. That's not in the brief. No, we said it was. So did Ellen Nakashima from the Washington Post. Oh, okay, then it must be true. Because they've always been on the ball, the Washington Post, with all these stories in the past. And they keep falling for this. By the way, the same Washington Post, the hapless Washington Post, this mouthpiece for the Democrats, who should be really forced to do an FEC filing for an in-kind donation to the Democrat Party, Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff. Let me just put up some headlines from the Washington Post when they're claiming Trump didn't know what was going on and didn't have a good grasp of the coronavirus. This is the same Washington Post. Put up these headlines. Washington Post, democracy dies in the darkness. Past epidemics prove fighting coronavirus with travel bans is a mistake. Here's another one. Get a grip, America. The flu is a much bigger threat than the coronavirus for now. This is the Washington Post. Ellen Nakashima, maybe you should write an article about your own newspaper and their failure to grasp the depth, the width, and the height of the coronavirus threat. While Trump was instituting the travel bans, you were attacking. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are total, complete frauds. And I'm telling you from experience, they live in an intellectual vacuum. Some of the I wish I could remember a specific, there's so many of them, they get lost, of things they said when I was a young agent, where I looked at them and was like, are you for real? Are you like from this? Keep in mind, I wasn't even that political back then. It's decades ago. And I was like, these are some of the dumbest people I have ever seen. All right. Some good news.
Okay.
FoxNews.com. Check this out up in the show notes. We need some good news because we're not going to do Drudge Report, 24-hour history. We're all going to die. Suck it up, Drudge. Seriously. Take the hat off, the goofy-looking hat with your nonsense. You sold the site inside. I don't care. Then come out and make a statement. Gutless. But he's afraid of. What are you afraid of Drudge for? Dopey website with a coding from the 1940s. Looks like a DOS system or something. They're using smartware from the Commodore 64. Drudge. Read Drudge. I'm telling you, they think we're all going to like, tomorrow morning is going to be like a mass extermination if you read Drudge. Here's some good news, which you'll find at our website, BonginoReport.com, where you can be sane and read the news of the day. Fox News, Frank Miles. Pfizer coronavirus vaccine can be ready by this fall for emergency use. Good.
All right.
Excellent. Pfizer, a publicly traded company, I'm sure they wouldn't be putting this out there if they didn't have at least some inkling that this could happen. We'll see. They also indicate in the piece that not only could they have a vaccine for emergency use in the fall, we'll see. We will see. We do facts here. Nothing on the reg. We don't have it yet. But they also said, Joe, quote, it could be a broader rollout by the end of the year. That's huge news, folks.
Yeah.
Huge. We need this right now. My problem with the lockdowns from the start was there was never an exit plan. These lockdowns, which were supposed to flatten the curve and give our hospitals breathing room to accept new corona patients, that's not the plan anymore. You have people like Andrew Cuomo now talking about R-naughts and getting them below, but that's not what was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be an effort to flatten the curve. Now that the curve has been flattened, no one has an exit plan for this. We'll open it when what? There's zero new infections? Because that's not an exit plan. That's fantasy land. Let's hope we can get this vaccine soon. Okay, let me just fit this story in last. It's a good one by John Solomon, whose new website, justthenews.com, is really good. I've been using this stuff a lot. Again, a story up in the show notes. Another just tactical nuke dropped here. But again, no one's going to pay attention because it's about Spygate. And of course, the Democrats and their liberal media acolytes don't want to talk about any of that. So we find out now Christopher Steele, who had to give some depositions over in the United Kingdom, reveals he believes Hillary Clinton and Susan Rice knew about his anti-Trump research. Ooh. You may say, well, Dan, I don't get it. What's the breaking news? Forget the Hillary Clinton stuff. We knew she knew it, but she paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Rice knew about it too. Remember, in this entire case, this entire time, we haven't been able to make a direct connection to the Obama White House. Susan Rice was Barack Obama's national security advisor. She may have known about this the whole time. That's not hard to understand, folks. We don't need a Nunes translator or anything else. What did Obama know? And when did he know it? So Steele is implying that Susan Rice may have known about this entire spying scandal on the Trump team, and you don't think Obama knew too? Let's go to this screenshot from the piece. So the lawyers asked whether Talbot opened the door in October. I'll translate this for you. They're talking to Steele. The lawyers are asking Steele. Who's Talbot? It's Strobe Talbot, who was Bill Clinton's, a former State Department official in the Bill Clinton administration. Steele says, I think Strobe Talbot had gotten in touch with us much earlier than that, Steele answered. I remember taking a phone call from him, your lordship, earlier in the summer, in which he said that he was aware that he spoke in fairly cryptic terms, but he was aware that we had material relevance to the U.S. election. He says, he goes on, both National Security Advisor at the time, Susan Rice, and Victoria Nuland, who were key policy makers on Russia, had been colleagues of Mr. Talbot, and I had, although he didn't state it explicitly, one or either both of them had briefed him on the work we had been doing. So Susan Rice, Obama's right-hand woman on this, Steele suggesting knew about this the whole time. Again, how's that not? Is that a story? Now you may say, what does Talbot have to do? This gets even better. Showing you again in the subject of my next book, Follow the Money. These people all know each other. Follow the money. They all know each other, and they all have something to hide. The Spygate conspirators all know each other, and they all have something to hide. Who was Strobe Talbot? So Steele saying, I spoke to Talbot, and Talbot was pushing me to meet with Victoria Nuland. Strobe Talbot was Bill Clinton, a former big shot in Bill Clinton's State Department. Strobe Talbot has a brother-in-law, follow me, a guy by the name of Cody Shear, a known Clinton hatchet man who works with Sidney Blumenthal, Sid Vicious, a noted Clinton hatchet man. Strobe Talbot, the old Clinton State Department guy, who's connecting Steele with the State Department under the Obama administration to give the information about Donald Trump, is the brother-in-law to a Clinton hatchet man, Cody Shear, who, by the way, if you remember correctly, Cody Shear produced his own dossier.